Hi everyone, my name is Angie, and this is me in my and this is I've done it for 4 years, 5 years now. You would think that I can get my intro right. Hi everyone, my name is Angie, and this is me, Manager Habitat. Welcome back to another video. Today we are working on a project that I've actually gotten through a Kickstarter backing. Is that the correct word? So I basically backed this Kickstarter project. It's by Geek Club. They have a few model of like the space stations, the different like satellites and everything, and I got this one, the JWST. It's a space telescope. I thought this looked cool amongst the others. I mean, I was balancing between it being too big and still a fun project to be working on. So this is what I went with. I actually received this last year, but I never actually got down to building this. Partially because it actually takes up a lot of resources. No, it did even come provided with this like toolkit. So it comes with like soldering iron, pliers, and everything, which is quite cool. Like typically this kind of project, I have to get the tools and materials myself. So which is why I have the entire like mini drill and like sanding drill, that kind of stuff. So today, this is what we're gonna be working on. I am a little bit nervous because there are like PCB components that I have to work with, and if I don't do that properly, I might break something. So let's see. Okay, so right off the bat, something's left in the box. This I believe is the PCB components. Oh, I honestly love how like all the design is like it's removed before flight, and so everything is space themed. So it's very like mechanical, but it has that space touch to it. This is the instructions manual. I have a set of stickers. So this actually shows the bunch of different models that they had. So there is the ISS, the International Space Station, and then there's the Apollo 11, the lunar module, as well as the moon rover, and then there's the solar orbiter. The space telescope is the one that we got, and then there is a cube satellite. So it's a bunch of stuff that they've included in their project. So the one we got is the space telescope. This solar orbiter is actually quite large. Like, I think that was partially why I didn't choose it. The Apollo one was quite cute though, but it looked really complicated, so I didn't go for that. And then I mean the space station is humongous. So as much as I would love to have the space station, I do not have a space to store it. So yeah, I went with something that was of a nice size, but you know, something that I can build. I think I should at least introduce this toolkit. So there is a how to use guide of the soldering iron. Hopefully this time I don't almost burn my room down again. So there is a cutter. Oh, it's a bunch of things. It's a cutter, a small plier. This is the soldering wire. Yeah, they kept it in this like very fancy pen shaped thing, but I don't exactly know how it's supposed to work. This is the actual soldering iron. Then I've got some tweezers, a file, and this is the stand for the soldering iron, I believe. What are these? Oh, more stickers. Oh, there's a magnifying like strip, but I don't think I will need it. Safety goggles. You should wear that, but I will not. This is the power, yeah, for the soldering iron, and this was the cap with a spare head. This is actually a really cool concept to power a soldering iron. Just need a 5-volt USB and it'll work. Lights up. Okay, now let me just shuffle things around on my table a little bit so I create some space so that I don't burn anything. It's been an hour. I am at page 3 of I don't know how many more. I don't know if it's a soldering iron. I'm guessing it's a soldering iron. Like it's just really inconsistent. Like the light goes on and off as and when it wants. So I can't. And then the other thing is I don't understand why it's so hard to melt the solder once it's on the parts. I don't get it. I can't melt the solder at all. So like I have to keep adding more and more solder because I just can't melt it. I don't get it. Look. And we're back. This time with a brand new soldering kit. I got a full new kit. And this soldering iron is not powered using USB. It's actually proper like AC power. So we should solve our problems. You also noticed I got a new camera, so very shiny face, much more details. But yeah, let's get back to this. I did have like a rage moment right after the previous video that I think I ranted for what 20 minutes to half an hour after I decided I'm gonna call it quits, but I don't think I'm gonna include that in the video because it's basically me complaining about the soldering iron and then deciding to not be an idiot and actually read the instructions to make sure that I was doing things correctly. I was doing things correctly. So anyway, we shall set this up and we'll get right back into it. Now I will be using back the same soldering solder wire that's been provided in the kit because I don't feel like there's anything wrong with this solder wire and it's just wire, right? So I feel like whatever problems I was facing previously was purely because of the soldering iron not being powerful enough. But just to be sure, eliminate all the variables, I will only change out the soldering iron and that's it. So all the tools, solder wire, everything is from the original kit. The only difference that I've made is the soldering gun with addition of the rosin. That's it. Oh, my top camera has stopped. Oh, that's it. This is the model. Okay, so I don't have a AA no button battery to actually power this. So the battery is supposed to slot somewhere in here. There's this like little cubby space for the battery to go. Oh my god, I love this depth of field. Okay, anyway. So yeah, the battery is supposed to go into that area, which I do not have at this moment, but I shall get my hands on one and give it a go. So battery is not included with this kit because shipping is usually a lot more troublesome if there's any battery involved in shipping. So most of the stuff I buy online, even if it's battery powered, tend to come without the battery. But in any case, it's not like batteries are country specific. It's quite like that's quite like an international standard. So I'm just gonna get myself a button battery and then we'll call it a day. I've also noticed that my main struggle, the previous when I first started on this project, was like I couldn't melt the solder. So I mean, I just thought that my soldering iron, the soldering iron that came with the kit, wasn't working properly because it's USB powered. That's quite low power, but I didn't think anything of the solder. But now I'm starting to think that it's actually because of the solder. So even after using this new soldering gun, it was still quite hard to melt this solder down. So that was one. It was melting. It's not that it wasn't melting at all, but it's still quite difficult to melt it down. So I started using the new solder wire that came with the new kit that I got, and this works so much better. Like, I feel like I'm painting with like acrylic colors. That's what it felt like with this solder. The previous one feels like I'm trying to paint with mud. It like whenever it does melt, that it's still like this muddy consistency. Like it's not flowing. It's like there's impurities inside, and then like it's not hot enough, so it's not liquid. Yeah, so didn't have that problem with this solder that came with the soldering kit that I got, so I completely used this throughout the rest of the project. Funny thing is also, the previous time round it took me what, an hour plus to get through like 3 pages of the instruction booklet and like basically 3 steps, like 3 pages, basically 3 steps of the instruction booklet. And this time it just took me like an hour and a half to finish the rest of it. So yeah, shows how bad that soldering thing was. But yeah, this is definitely much more challenging than the usual projects that I do. Number one, because there is soldering involved, so that comes with certain skill sets that you need to have. Don't burn yourself. I did at one point almost drop my soldering gun on my leg, so kind of in a panic a little bit, but I managed to catch it before it actually fell. Yeah, so be careful of your environment. I mean, the general advice when doing soldering is you have to do it in a well ventilated place. I am in my room. This is definitely not well ventilated, but I have everything here, so this is where I am. And also, for safety, you're supposed to have safety goggles, which actually come with in the kit, but I chose not to because I see better. Yeah, so there's a bunch of like things that you should follow when it comes to doing projects like this, just for your own safety. But obviously, I didn't listen. But yeah, this in general is a really cool little project. I am actually curious how the solar panel works. Oh. Do you see that little light? Do you see it? I have not got to the point where it says which lights means what, but I am guessing the solar panel is picking up like the light, the lamp that's above my desk, and it's drawing power, or rather it's converting power. That's quite cool. I was actually a little bit afraid that I had like soldered something completely wrong and like merged the plus minus pins together and power is not gonna flow through. But I mean, at least for that one light, it seems it's okay. The other four lights are not lighting up yet. Yeah. But I am not like extremely happy with my soldering job for this particular project. It can be done better for sure. But it is still a very interesting thing to do. Oh, I guess the one thing about this kit that I kind of do not like is because of the material used for the parts, right? Like, number one, it's a little bit hard to break them out of their cutout, which in itself is fine. But if I do try to use like a clipper to cut them out, it's a bunch of like dust and small, tiny like shrapnels of this that's everywhere. So that was an annoyance, but I also realized because I happened to break the outer frame of this. It's like some kind of wood mixed with other stuff. But it's really sturdy. Like it feels like this whole thing is made out of metal. But it's like I'm seeing layers of things which I don't know if this is close enough or too close. So yeah, like there's like things. I'm not sure what material this is, but this is solid. Like this is really solid. But yeah, so this is cool. This is really really cool. I'm kind of regretting not getting the other models, but I really do want an ISS model, but it's huge. Like this is only this size, right? I think the ISS one is about like this. So I don't have space to store them. Like I don't even know where I'm gonna store this at this point. So this is the James Webb Space Telescope. Which looks really cool. I'm actually not a astrophile. Like I don't actually know what this thing's supposed to do. But I think projects like this makes it a very good like entry point to find out more. Like ISS, people kind of know what it is, like International Space Station. But this space telescope, like what does it do? Like is it who operates this? You know, like things like that. It kind of piques my curiosity now. So I'm actually gonna research that after this. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.